Good first train of the day, and an ACC. Don't catch that too often. What was bad is if I left them around when me and Odie rode that was gone, and then the next stop was 20 minutes half hour, that sun's going to be in a bad spot. And I'll probably have to step up. I don't care if I got people in the shot, because we're going to be going to so many different locations. I'm just going to have that help going out for days.
Which I mean, I figured it was who knows? Yeah, like 41.
Well, I mean, we're out for 42. I142, not I142.
More like Q143. I'm joking.
Wait, what was Q143? Is that
It was
down?
Q143 was intermodal.
I figured it was. That was one of the old terminals back in the day.
Holy cow, I can see now.
Yeah. A lot better, y'all. And good morning, rail fans. We are at just such an exciting morning. Here, let me get y'all moved just a tad. We've talked so many times. Try not to fall down the bank here. Graceful is not one of my things this early in the morning. As you can see, sunrise to the east. Oh my God, how beautiful is it here this morning? And we got Sheldon, we got Jonas, we got Jesse, we got everybody here this morning. Trimming the trees down, getting the weeds off. So we got a clean shot for a 2-mile train that's coming up here on the Chattanooga Sub. You're gonna see those locomotives on their knees coming up this morning with this train. And if they didn't disconnect it, last night, a geometry boxcar is right between the two locomotives. So for a little sneak peek, y'all jumped on last night, and about 2:30 this morning, we caught this train in Ringgold after missing it down in, oh, where did we go? Dalton. So, we're hanging out here. First time at this location with the new service. Hopefully we don't have any issues with our signal strength to you. So we got a little bit more to do to get set up, but we had him come up the grade. As you can see, and when I swing it back down, you'll see going that way, well, it's like a roller coaster that way. Coming up, they're going to be working. And our train this morning, our feature with those two locomotives at the front end, that CSX train, 2 heritage units lashed together, going to be coming right our way. So give me a couple more minutes. Let's get set up. Everybody else is getting ready. Jonas is getting ready. Sheldon's getting ready. Jesse's got to get his thing set up yet too. But we got a great shot When you first saw it, you saw all the tall grass. Well, we took care of that. Jesse's finishing up right now. Just to give you an idea, check out this view. Look at that. So as you can see, there's the sun. All this manual labor this morning is a little bit early for me, but oh my goodness, what a beautiful view. What would you guys say that is? A quarter of a mile, half a mile long?
I'd say more of a quarter.
About a quarter of a mile grade coming right on up. And then they go past the milepost right here. And then here's the historic Whiteside Tunnel, where in this section right here, they had a tremendous mudslide problem. And that tunnel is probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess a quarter of a mile long, a little bit longer. They put it there because this hillside had a constant mudslide issue at this point, and it would roll right across the tracks there. So they built the Whiteside Tunnel to resolve that issue. And there you see it. Now, for those of you that have an NS calendar, one of the big ones from Norfolk Southern that they put out every year, they're commemorative, where the staff and employees have all taken pictures and submitted them. If you look at your Norfolk Southern calendar from Norfolk Southern and take a look at it, you will see this monk's picture is this tunnel with, I forget who it is in the picture that took it, but it's got the 1800, the yellow main locomotive leading, and he shoots from standing inside that tunnel, looking back against this grade. So, and it's just beautiful up here in the spring, and they called it honeysuckle, but I don't know what it is, but the side of that, they think at one point somebody might have lived here because the side of this is planted with just beautiful flowers. So in the spring when you come up here, it's just incredibly gorgeous. And that noise you hear is our continuation of clearing, so we've got a nice view of field of view for you. And this way is looking towards Nashville. So you would be going from here. The next big stop would be Nickajack Lake, around there, for those of you familiar with it. These lines, this is kind of a unique section. The Chattanooga Sub is where NS and CSX both run over the same track lines, and BNSF trains as well. From here they'll go to Nickajack, make the bend there at New Hope, and at New Hope they'll then cross the Tennessee River, and they will be in Bridgeport. After Bridgeport, one of my favorite spots, Stevenson, Alabama, where the old hotel and depot combination together is located. At that point, the lines switch, or they split, I should say. CSX will go off to the right, and you'll go on up to Nashville, and the NS track then goes to your left and goes on across to Huntsville and over to Decatur. So this is an extremely busy line, and we're going to see a lot of cool things this morning while we're here. One of which is our 2-mile long train. So as I was saying, a really cool combination this morning. CSXT1827, the Baltimore and Ohio, and CSXT1852, the Western Maryland unit heritage locomotives for CSX will be leading one of the trains we see this morning from this spot. And like I said, you can tell when everybody's excited because when they all start showing up this early in the morning, and we got a crowd in the middle of absolutely nowhere on the side of a mountain at sunrise, you know it's an exciting morning for railfans, and we are excited all of you are with us. So sit back, relax. I got a little coffee left. I'm going to take a moment and have that. Jesse's finishing clearing, and looking back as the sun comes up, there is our view looking down that track coming our way. So, man, what an incredible way to start a day, chasing a train coming up that type of a view. So, y'all sit back, relax, and we are going to have a great day. I'm done if you're done.
Well, it's a pleasure to see you in person again, Mr. Monk. I'm probably going to set up right here. I will say next shot that we're going to is over here for, at least for my chase, is going to be up here at the bridge. I'm going to get a shot of it coming over the Whiteside Bridge, and then we're going to see about getting a shot at the lake up here in Yeah, I can do it though, but as long as there ain't no videotape, I'm good. I was thinking about seeing if I could possibly try and pace it and jump through the pool while I'm pacing it, because I'm gonna be a little bit behind. But yeah, I don't want to hold you guys up. Do y'all stuff. Y'all gonna buy into this stuff tonight. I know y'all come a good ways out of the way for this, and so did I. But I'm fine giving y'all halfway for some shots of feet.
just trying to find a Band-Aid.
Sheldon, you look like the old photographers when they do the steam locomotive run-bys like in the early 2000s. Just set up tracks out of one tripod, but hey. I use that for my video camera, but my video camera's terrible. How long do you plan on using that camera, Sheldon? You plan on using it as your burner?
Yeah. It does me good to use.
Well, hey, that tripod only cost me like $20. You can have it.
Makes excellent company.
What I'm sorry?
Huh? I said it takes excellent company.
Yeah. Dude, do you want to see the old General Electric camera I got from 2003? Dude, I have a picture of a
I'll take
southbound.
it.
You remember back on
You'll take a
late
picture?
December
Yeah,
of
I'll
last
be.
year when the car come through as well as the CSX at least 1055? I have a shot of them coming around the bend into Stevens, the CSX train. I got a perfect shot of them coming around that bend. You can see the 40 or 70 or whatever it was with the CSX just barely peeked through. Mind you, that's on camera from 2003. But hey man, that old camera, you can't go wrong with it. It's just got nostalgia feel.
So just a little bit of background while we're in between trains this morning. That is, again, you are looking at what most of us refer to historically. If you look back at the Historical Society information about this area, most of us call that Whiteside Tunnel. There are a few that still call it the Raccoon Mountain Tunnel. And it's just off. We're right here next to Highway 134, which runs right along Interstate 24 between Chattanooga and Nashville. And that tunnel that you see, and again, it's much taller than what you see at the moment because over the 100+ years of when they built that, it is filled up with mud and sediment, etc., because it also runs on a hill, so it comes from the other end, comes down, and then gets blocked at this end. But that tunnel that you're looking at is 12 by 14, and we are at milepost 139. And if you're trying to kind of put together where we are west of Chattanooga, right at the Hamilton County line with Marion County. So for those of you that want to come out and see this, don't expect any type of landmarker or flashing lights or a "you are here" sign. We literally, you drive through a little opening in the tree as wide as your car is, and then you got this big old muddy spot, and then you are officially at Whiteside Tunnel. So kind of the easiest thing, if you're coming off of, you get off at 169, the exit on 24, and head west, and when you see the second Hamilton County sign, that's where we are in this opening. And if you miss it, you'll see the Marion County sign and right afterwards. So when you see those two signs, you know you have just passed the opening in the trees. And originally this was the Nashville and Chattanooga line, and they placed these tracks in 1852. Originally, it was just one track. Scanners going, we're listening. As you can hear all the truck traffic.
Little birdie just told Brian he's leaving Wauhatchie.
Okay, there's news that our train's rolling. I hear the CSX dispatcher. So going back a little bit, Nashville and Chattanooga placed these tracks in 1852, and it was originally a one-track route, and we refer to it today as the Chattanooga Sub. And mudslides would close the tracks on a regular basis. So this, and I just looked up, this tunnel is 400 feet long, and it served as a roof, literally, where this mountain would continue to slide all the time for them. So, and then 1911, this section of track went to a double track because there's so much traffic on it.
I'm gonna chase him all the way up to the
And after that,
Leading a southbound coal drive through town.
yeah, they just told me about that a little bit.
southbound coal. They're meeting a southbound coal drag.
Conrail's leading a southbound coal drive, just with my calendar.
Okay, so the Conrail's coming this way too, so it'll meet this somewhere.
Hey, we just got some news update. Guess what? And I'm going to let everybody tell you that's getting the update right now between the two of you. Fill the audience in. What's coming?
Buddy, so yesterday afternoon or evening, we had, what was it, C904? I think it was, oh, thank you, Sheldon. C904 that had the Conrail Heritage mid-DPU. They had some mechanical trouble along the line coming up 7 Mile Hill. I went up to Cowan on the way down here this morning, and it is set in front of the 70 Mack rebuild that was originally leading. So we have not only the sick meet that we have with the Western Maryland leading the B&O on I142 today, but now we also have the chance along the line of catching a triple heritage unit meet. Now, where that meet's going to happen, I do not know. It's a possibility that if they meet, it could be Tantalon, because at Tantalon and Sherwood's where the pushers go, where they're going to have to shove I-142 up the grade. So my guess is they're going to meet somewhere in that direction or Stevenson. It depends on how they decide to run things. That is all from the Cumberland Mountain Rail fan.
Yep, that's confirmed on the camera. Conrail is leading.
Perfect.
He
Yeah, if he hauls tail in, it could be Bridgeport, but here's the thing. I don't have a drone, so we're going to have to figure out some. I hope it's I hope it's either Sherwood or Tantalon that they meet, or Stevenson, because there's a road that they stop at there in Stevenson that we could catch that double meet at. That would be a sick shot, by the way. Morning sun reflecting off of them. Heritage Duo and then the Conrail. What's good thing is about all this is with the issues they had, it wasn't supposed to be leading, it's supposed to be mid-DP. Now we got two different trains, two different heritages leading, with one of them having toted the first heritage from CSX, the Baltimore and Ohio trailer. And I was also informed they have one of the geometry box cars that have the lasers read the track right behind the head end fire.
And last night we got to see that as he came through Ringgold, and we saw the red lasers working underneath him. And it's a great big box car. It says, "Do not hump."
engineer back and conductor day.
Tony said to tell you guys good morning.
Morning, Tony.
Sandwich.
Tony, why aren't you at work?
Hey, you got work at 11 a.m. Funny. I'm just going to recommend. Right about here is the better shot.
So again, where we were talking before we had those updates here at the on the Chattanooga Sub, back in 1911 is when they took this from one track and laid the two new tracks, and then the NC in St. Louis, then it turned into L&N, and now CSX. And again, the cool thing about here is NS and CSX share these track lines, and you'll all see a lot of BNSF locomotives here as well. And then just a few miles up the road, again, for those of you familiar with this area, is the Whiteside River Railroad trestle over the Running Water Creek River, stream, whatever you want to call it. And it's just west of the tunnel, and it was destroyed in 1863 as the Confederates retreated from the area. So, oh my goodness, you talk about an area that is so rich in history. And up ahead, if you look on up ahead, you can see, look at the fog that's up ahead. as they go up this grade there. And as you saw it this morning behind us, but a lot of it is pretty much burned off. But just how beautiful is nature in the morning from one that normally doesn't see it in the morning. So let me jump on. Let's see who's all on real quick.
It's one of the outshore roads right before you get on the exit. It'll be one of those two. Hopefully, I can walk them tracks this morning.
Hey, the Conrail passed through Cowan, right? Headed to Bridgeport.
Yeah.
We're headed to Stevens.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's a beautiful shot on the live stream. It looks like you're looking down into a cove right there with all the fog.
Oh yeah.
That is beautiful. Dude, it is foggy. Yeah, I mean, you're right by the river there, so I'm not surprised. The heat from the sun coming off that river, it's going to be foggy up there. But you're going to get cool shots where you can see the ray of the light off the locomotive.
I shot that NS down at running water. It's like a ghost.
Oh, that is beautiful.
The fog was like it was tan.
Where did you pull off to get that shot? Did you just stop and go
Just
the road?
bridge.
Oh,
There's a little grassy patch.
dude.
It's just not
Dude, I need to go to that spot. You know what? No, I'm going to be on the other side of it. I'm going to be on the other side of it. Here to Virginia, and you see the walkway up there. That's where I'm going to be setting myself.
I met a ZPU down there where the signal is. I beat his head end of the bridge by 30 seconds.
141 defect detector.
Right.
And we're at 139, so 2 miles out.
Yep. So south of us?
That I don't know. Hey, where's the Band-Aid?
Right back here on the top. There's two up just up there.
It's held over. And I found that time, 2 different times that they come over the radio and said, the electrical radio said, here, is the photo shoot up there done yet? I tried to see that up there. That's why I'm facing it. Oh, yeah. I just about got her stuck. Don't do that. The back end dipped in that hole. He's on the surge. It is chilly. Woo!
All right, as we eagerly await. There's more rail fans chasing to get ahead. Hello, Late Right, Tony, Eugene, everybody, Brian,
They know where he's at. He's coming.
Gray Ghost, Chattanooga area rail fan, Green Bean, all you guys, good morning. Thanks for being with us. Like I said, it's just such a beautiful morning. Y'all have heard the history of the spot. Let's just sit back and see what we are going to have next.
Yeah, I just got that Kia Forte. I traded a piece of junk for 05 GMC Canyon, which this is a funny thing. Remember when the 83 had the SP they brought in Nature One together? Earlier this year in March, and then that evening CSX had a KCS Ghost leading a thoroughbred in a 70 Ace on an ethanol. That was one of the craziest things, and almost no one caught the SP, but I was trying to pace suit out of Big Jack Lake, go where the overpass is right there. I started guardrail. Yeah, that's the funniest phone story I've had. Ghost on me. It left me straight.
1852 North just called these lined up. That was 1852. We just heard on the scanner. He said he is lined up. 1852 North just called these lined up. That was 1852. We just heard on the scanner. He said he is lined up. He said he is lined up. 1852 We just heard on the scanner. He said he is lined up. He said he is lined up. 1852 We just heard on the scanner. He said he is lined up. and we hear him. how tomorrow moves on CSX. All right, rail friends, we're going to see you at the next crossing. We are going to dash and go and hurry. I think our next stop will be Stevenson, so we'll see you there. How cool is that? Oh my goodness, we'll talk at the next crossing. See you shortly.